to way number 19, which is B'miyut Shena, minimizing sleep. So it's 7 a.m. and you go to wake up your teenage son. Say to him, you asked me to wake you up at 7, time to get up. Thanks, I'm up. He grunts. 5 minutes later, you come back in. He's still sound asleep. Shake him again. Hey, you wanted me to wake you up at 7 o'clock. Let's get moving. Yeah, I'm up. Falls back asleep. So living life to its fullest requires us to struggle against the seductive clutches of sleep. Miyut Shena, minimizing sleep, is the path to waking up to life while satisfying the necessary need for sleep. So number one of this is the purpose of sleep. So sleep obviously is a necessity. Our bodies need it to function, to be healthy. We use it to re-energize. It allows tensions to heal physically, emotionally, spiritually, right? Causes us to regenerate. But excessive sleep can be an escape mechanism, and knowing the difference is really important. So if you feel that life is drudgery, obviously, one of the ways that people react to that is to sleep life away. So number two of this is to recognize that it's great to be alive. People who love life sleep only as little as they need to. When you're full of excitement and energy, it can even be difficult to fall asleep. We've all had those moments, right? Waking up at 4 a.m. to catch a flight to a vacation is no problem, right? You jump out of bed rearing to go when on a regular day you might never be able to do that. Reb Noach says that he met a group of people from Toronto who have a weekly hockey game at 4 a.m., right? None of them can really wake up for the rest of the days of the week like that, but for their exciting things, they can wake up, right? Children are a great example. Every time a child wakes up, a toddler opens his eyes, he's up like a shot, ready to experience another day of adventures. The last thing he wants to do is go to sleep and miss out. So if you can keep focused on life's deeper purpose and you can have compelling goals and interests that you find meaning and fulfillment from, it can help you to combat the desire for the sleep that is oftentimes escapism. So number three of this is how much sleep do you need? So the Rambam says that the average person needs 8 hours of sleep, but ultimately it's up to you to figure out what your parameters are, right? Keep a record, figure out how much sleep do I really need? How much can I function on, because obviously anything you're doing beyond that, you're frittering away your most valuable asset, which is time. So if you train yourself to require less sleep, obviously in a way that doesn't adversely impact your health, you'll be better off for it. You'll have more conscious time to spend doing what's important. Famously, the Vilna Gaon, Rebbe Eliyahu Vilna, would sleep for only 30-minute intervals throughout the course of a 24-hour period, right? 2 hours a day, effectively, right? There are Jews that would only go to bed on Shabbos, right? Reb Noach says that his father was one of them. During the week, he would always fall asleep at the table next to his Gemara after a long day at work, right? And that's where he would wake up in the wee hours of the morning to start his day again. He even had friends, he says, who used to sleep on the floor because it would make it easier for them to get up, because who wants to stay extra on the floor? So number four of this, after you figure out how much sleep you really need, is to figure out the techniques for sleeping less, right? So if you have a need to focus, so there are techniques to keep yourself awake, right? For instance, standing up instead of sitting, or putting your feet in cold water or on a cold floor. Famously, the Kohen Gadol, right, in the Beis HaMikdash would stay up the entire Yom Kippur night, and he used a bunch of different techniques. The cold marble, he used exercise, physical activity keeps your body and your mind energized. So push yourself to get less sleep. My father used to always say, nobody ever died from a lack of sleep. Now again, whether it's technically true or not, Reb Noach says a similar thing. What's the worst that'll happen? You'll fall asleep. So push yourself to find out what your limits are, and then make sure that you are living life to its fullest. Another technique to find a way to sleep less is to use social pressure, right? Shavuos night, none of us have tremendous difficulty staying up. Why? Because everybody else is doing it. Or a Mishmar night in Yeshiva on Thursday nights where you stay up very late or even all night learning. Again, that social pressure creates that impetus to stay awake. It's a lot less difficult then. Use that when you have a need to use that. And when you need to refresh your batteries, use power naps, right? 10 to 15 minutes. You don't need an hour-long nap to give yourself that boost of energy that'll keep you moving. Number 5 of this is there's a different kind of being asleep. The kind of being asleep while we're actually awake, right? So we all have moments of awareness, eureka moments. We hear something that makes us think, we go, wow, that makes sense, that's incredible. The light bulb goes off, right? And as far as that idea is concerned, we've been asleep our whole lives. So we have to make sure that we have those moments of clarity, that we capture those moments of clarity. Right? This is a tool for acquiring wisdom. So being awake in our lives is a way to ensure that we are constantly acquiring wisdom and that we are accepting it into ourselves, and we don't sleep through our lives intellectually, emotionally, and spiritually. So when you have an insight, capture it and make sure that it is bringing you to a state of wokeness, not modern day wokeness. So it's an applied wisdom for this. 1, very critically, determine how much sleep you really need and adjust your life accordingly. Number 2 is take on some exciting goal that you can use for avoidance of sleep for no purpose.